So it was announced yesterday by quite a few of the sites that follow Blizzard and World of Warcraft that Blizzard has trademarked Warlords of Draenor. And this was first registered in both New Zealand and Australia. And there was some speculation whether it was authentic or not, because it proved that the last supposed registration, which was the Dark Below, that turned out to be a hoax. It wasn't true at all. So there was a little skepticism around it, but it now appears that it is an official trademark registration by Blizzard, and they have also today officially registered the trademark here in the US and the UK. So what does this mean as far as could it be the name for the next expansion? And I think there's a very good likelihood that it is the name of the next expansion. The registering of the trademark isn't surprising. BlizzCon is going to start here in a few days, so the timing on that seems just about right. There are a few other possibilities. Well, there's one other real possibility. Well, I guess you could say there's two possibilities. One of them we can pretty much discount. Aside from it being the possible next expansion to World of Warcraft, I guess there is a slight possibility that it could be the working name for a sequel to Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos. And it's been kind of speculated that they wouldn't be another sequel to the original Warcraft franchise until World of Warcraft reaches the end of its lifespan. And the thinking and the logic behind that is because World of Warcraft is kind of an ever-changing world and space with storylines, that there would be some continuity issues when it came to creating a new RTS and making that sync well with World of Warcraft. And I suppose that's a logical idea behind that, but I really think that there are some room to work around that, so they didn't even have to worry about making those storylines sync up. And when you speak of like Warlords of Draenor, I think it's going to be, if it is an expansion, it's going to be based in the past of Outland. It's going to have to do with the original tribes of the Orcish clans that lived in Outland. It may be a little past that, to where we're looking around the time where the Alliance actually sent troops through the Dark Portal. The interesting thing they could do here is they not only could update Outland's maps, but they could also make it to where players can travel kind of back and forth through different versions of the same land masses, both updated to today and both of the land masses in the past. And I think that could, that could tell a lot of different stories. We still don't know what happened to I think it's Ilaria or Turalian, so that could be an interesting thing they could do. Now you might be asking, well, what's the purpose behind it? Why would we have the motive to want to do this? And we know there's something coming with the Burning Legion. They've just built that up so much, and we have the Black Prince thing, and there's something with the Burning Legion that's coming. So I thought, well, how could they tie this in with the Burning Legion? And the only thing I could really think of is if the Burning Legion goes back into the past and is trying to rework what happened with the orcs. They're trying to change the outcome of after they had corrupted the orcs, and their ultimate failure in Azeroth. Maybe they're trying to manipulate those results and turn the orcs into kind of this ultimate weapon that they wanted to destroy Azeroth. So that could bring the Burning Legion back into the story. It could tie into things. They could update Outland, tie Outland more in with the current story. So I think that's the best and most reasonable kind of explanation as to what that could be as far as tying in the Burning Legion to the next expansion. Like I said, the other possibility is if there was a sequel to the RTS game, they could also follow the same kind of thing with that RTS. If you make it about the past, you don't have the continuity issues so much as you would trying to make a storyline that runs concurrent with what's currently going on in WoW. And to be honest, I think that would be pretty cool to play an RTS game that focused on that period where after the Alliance went through the Dark Portal, and even beforehand. They could do kind of a prologue. It is mainly where you control the orcish side of it, and it deals with kind of the clans that were in Outland at the time and all the story that was going on then. And I think a lot of players, especially a lot of the kind of the lore buffs, would love to see some of that stuff that's so classic in Warcraft lore, but it's never been really experienced in a game yet, only in books and what Metz and the other lore guys at Blizzard has told us. So I think most likely it's going to be the next expansion. I guess you could say there is a slight possibility that it could be a sequel to the RTS franchise. There is one other thing it could be. I highly doubt this is it, but I will throw it out there just because it is in the Warcraft universe, and that is Hearthstone. But Hearthstone isn't even out of beta yet. I'm currently in the Hearthstone beta, by the way. It's tons of fun. If you haven't signed up for that, make sure you do. It actually should be going to open beta pretty soon. But I don't think it has anything to do with Hearthstone. We know it has something to do with Warcraft because of the name, Draenor. So most likely it's going to be the expansion. It could have something to do with the RTS. I got to be honest, I would love for it to turn out to be a sequel to the RTS. I miss the RTS games. That's what first introduced me to Blizzard. I played the original Orcs vs. Humans and DOS. And it's been a long time. That was one of the first games. I think that was the very first game that I actually spent my money on all those years ago. And so it brings back a lot of memories for me. I love the RTS franchise. But I do love WoW too. It's a great game. So it'll be interesting to see what they have in store for us. I know there's a lot of people speculating right now to what the name could mean, and this is the best I could think of, to be honest. If it doesn't have anything to do with anything that I've laid out, I will be pretty surprised, because then they'll be going in a direction that I really didn't expect. So we'll just have to wait and see. We should find out here in a couple days when BlizzCon starts. I'm looking forward to find out what they have in store for us, and we'll see. Thanks for listening, guys.